Hello friends, I am Chandra and welcome back to the web development classes, and today is our day 4. Today also we will look at some other HTML tags, and apart from that we will also look into the attributes as we got introduced to attributes in our previous session while using the list tags. So this is our today's content. First we will look at image tag, then anchor tag, then we will understand the attributes, entities, colors and certain HTML standards. So now before starting with the image tag, you have to do some settings. Now wherever your HTML file is created, in that folder or at that location, create another folder named images and put your image there, whatever image you want to put it. Now every time when you want to insert an image, then we will refer to that folder and that file name. So for example, this is our code. Remember, image tag is used to insert the images in your web page. Now you see, image tag is also a self-closing tag because it does not contain any content. So it is an empty tag, and we say this is an empty element because it does not have any content. So the first attribute and the main attribute of image tag is src, that is the source, and here we specify the path of our image file along with its name and extension. All other attributes are optional, but this is mandatory because in image tag, if there is no path to the image, then it will show a blank logo there, that is the image blank logo. So as I said, I have created an images folder in the same location, and my file name is kitten with extension jpj, and remember, extension is also mandatory here. Now I have created 3 image tag with some different attributes, but let's first see the result. See, there are 3 images. This is the basic, then here I have used an attribute to move it to the right, and in this image you can see I have used an border. So now let's look at the code. And one more thing, here I have 2 different images. Okay, so the first is the normal code, the normal image without any special attributes. Here we have src to define the source of the image. Then we have alt tag. See, although alt tag is optional, but it's always a good habit to give it with a good name, because this is required for the screen readers. There they will call out this name because the blind people cannot see anything, so it will be called. And moreover, it will also be used if due to some reason your image is not displayed, then this name will be displayed along with the image logo. And then width and height, specify the height and width, or the we can say the dimension of the image. If you do not specify these tags, these attributes, then the image will take its default size. Now the second is all same except this attribute, that is align. Align takes your left and right. You can see it is aligned right because of this attribute align. Now if I use align left, then it will come again to the left. So by default align is left if you do not specify anything. And third type is our border. Here we have used border attribute which takes the value in pixels. So I have given here 5 pixel, and you can see the border around this image. And in my images folder I have this image with name cute cat. Now apart from this, so this is now my folder structure. This is my HTML file, and in images folder I have kept my image files. So my attribute will now be images/kitten, because it is telling that wherever this file is, go to this folder and take this image. See, here I have directly specified the folder name because now they are at the same location. Now suppose my HTML file is within a main folder and the images are in images folder. So now my HTML file will have to come back one step and then go to the images. So for that we use double dot, that is dot dot slash and then the rest of the path name. Now suppose it had been at the back of two directories, then we should have used dot dot slash dot dot slash and then all the folders name. So this is how we specify the path. Now next we have the anchor tag. Anchor tag is used to create the hyperlink. That is, whenever you click on this link, then you will be taken to other page. So here we provide the address of the, or we can say the URL for the web page where we need to move. Now here also we have two types. The first one is the normal. That means if you click here will be a link, then you will be taken to example.com. Now in the second one, when you click on Unacademy, you will be taken to unacademy.com. But here again we have another attribute, target blank. Now what it does is, let's look at the output first. See, this is our first case where we have a normal tag. That means you click here and the web page is opened. Now you see my page was replaced with the redirecting URL. That means when I click here, then my page will be replaced by this page. That means your new URL will open on the same tab. But when you use target blank, then it will open in a new tab. Now see, my page is open and it created a new tab, and now our link is open in new tab and you will be taken to that tab. So this is the difference between using target and simply. And remember, href is the mandatory attribute for anchor tag, as it will specify the path where you need to move. Now these are the external links. Apart from this, you can also move to your internal files. We will see that later on. Now comes the HTML attributes. We have been using attributes along with many tags like anchor tag, image tag, then you have seen in the list tag also. So actually what attribute does is, it provides an extra information, or sometimes we can say this is the mandatory part for some tags. Like for image and anchor, the href and source are the mandatory tags, and then some tags provide the extra bit of information. And remember, the tags opening, that means all the attributes will come in the tags opening tag only, and it always exists as a name value pair. So this is the name and this is the value. Okay, so we will look at these tags: title, href, align, v-align, bg-color, background, width, height, style and disabled. See, all these attributes are there, but it is not mandatory, or it is not that these attributes can be used with any tags. Some attributes are specific for some tags, like v-align. Now we cannot use v-align with any other tag except the table tag, which we will see later on. So now let's see the use of these tags. And bg-color is used with the body tag only. It will give the background color to the entire page, and this background takes the URL for the image. So now let's see some implementations. Here we can see I have used the bg-color tag with the bg-color attribute with the body tag. Then I have a title in the paragraph tag, and whenever you hover it, it will show this title in the little box. Then we have used align tag with our paragraph, left aligned, center aligned, right aligned, and then we have used v-align with the paragraph tag. Now if you remember, I have mentioned that v-align is only used for table space, so it will not produce any result, I mean any special result. Then we have a style attribute. Actually I will discuss the style attribute when we will discuss CSS, because it is a type of inline styling in CSS. So we will not discuss this part as of now, but I will explain these things. Let's check the result. See, because I have assigned the bg color of pink, so the background is in pink color. Now when you hover over this, just please try to hover, then you will see this title, that I am a tooltip. Now this text, this paragraph was align left, this was align center, and this was align right. Now you see I have given v-align middle, but it does not produce any different result, because v-align is for table cells. And this, you see, I will discuss there, but I have given it a font family and color. so it is applied here, but we will discuss this later on. Now see, here I have used the bg color as pink. So there are many colors in HTML, and color can be referred either with the name or they have some hex code, and we can also use RGB. But using the name is not preferable because in some browsers name do not support. So we will always use either hex code or RGB. You can get the list of colors on internet on their official website of HTML, W3. Then these are the HTML entities. Now what are HTML entities? Actually what happened, some characters are reserved characters, like your less than, greater than. These are used to denote the tags. Now what if you want to print this character? This will, if you type normal, less than, greater than, it will not be printed because HTML will interpret as the tags. And apart from there are some special characters that we want to print. Suppose this copyright, trademark, ampersand. So for this we have HTML entities. Now they can be used either with their entity name or the number code, but again I would always use the number code because some browsers may not support the entity name. So now let's see the implementation. Now see, here I have given this ampersand less than, then ampersand quote, and this. Now why I have this? Because I want to generate this attribute, this one, as you can see, this one. If I have written, had I written like this, then it will just show me hello world, because it will interpret this one as a tag, and actually this is a tag. So to avoid this, we will use the special characters. Now see, for copyright symbol I have used an ampersand copy, and for trademark I have used ampersand hash and its code, the number code. And remember to use the code, and also remember to put the semicolon after this name or code, otherwise it will not work. It will not throw an error, but it will not work. So let's see the output. Now you can see this is our normal paragraph tag. Now see, this line is displayed. This is because of HTML entities. If you have written it normally, then it would have given this result. Then we have copyright symbol, and here is the trademark symbol. Now some HTML standards. Now we will see that some entities and attributes support lowercase and uppercase, but we will always use the lowercase to avoid any confusion. Now HTML entity names are easier to remember than the number code, obviously, but then names are not supported in some browsers, so we will always use the number code. So that was for today's tutorial. So here we have learned image tag, anchor tag, and apart from that we have seen HTML attribute and entities. Now you will learn more about attributes when we will learn about CSS. So thanks for today, and if you have any query or doubt, please leave in the comment section. Thank you.